Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Scrub, and welcome back to Going Medieval. Last time, we finally got the towers where we wanted them, and we also got to put our towers through their new tests, and they performed very well for themselves, so I'm pretty happy with these. We also expanded the warehouse, which is great because we're going to need to fill this up pretty quickly so we can bring our walls up another level, which is our next major construction project. And today, we're gonna start off by letting everyone do their thing, and then we're gonna hold that feast that we were talking about last time, because everyone here has done pretty well so far, and it's an excuse to get everyone together, clear out the cellar a little bit. It'll be nice. And as for a major plan for today, we've probably got our final round of harvests coming in. I don't know if I want to sow anything else after. We can probably sneak one more in, depending on the crop. We'll keep an eye on this, because I think it's just the beets, carrots, and cabbage that we really need to worry about. Everything else comes by naturally, and we have plenty of it, so we should be alright to just let that keep running. Oh, hey, speaking of things we need to look at, I found some of that gold I was wondering about for the past couple parts, so it looks like it's under here. And we don't really need that much iron, but we do need to get to the gold. So we'll go ahead and start taking out this chunk, see if there's more underneath it. Because I could change a few things if we have decent access to that. Oh, and it looks like we're actually taking care of the bodies for once, so that's good to see. Yeah, we'll just run today to noon, then we'll go ahead and hold that feast, and then we'll start doing stuff from there. I did see Janet's creating art, so that means we're more or less caught up on just about everything. Which means I can possibly start... Oh, let's start the feast before I forget. Oh, we need to get York on the schedule, right? Alright, that'll be everybody. Let's see what we want to bring. There we go. It's going to be a nice, quaint little feast. Should be alright for us. I think we're also at max seating capacity, right? Because 10... Yeah, we're at max capacity for seats in the Great Hall. Although I guess somebody's going to be doing the bard thing, so I guess we will have one seat left. Almost at max capacity. Yeah, gather all the cats for the feast. Oh, friendly merchant. Hey, guess who isn't invited? We're already doing it. Scent of spices. They should be a decent merchant. He's got a lot of guards and a lot of pack animals. Okay. So we'll get the feast underway, and then we'll talk to this guy. I was also thinking now that we have so much iron, it might be worth starting to work on armor profiles. Because, one, we have that new backup smith, so we can actually make a bit more use out of that. And two, Yohama shouldn't be that busy besides, so we can probably double up on that and get everyone really solid heavy armor in a pretty decent amount of time. Okay, there we go. Feast was enjoyable. Yep. Everyone was invited. The bard was there. Yeah, I think while we're expanding the keep, we'll probably also try and make the Great Hall a little bit nicer so we can start getting some better buffs from that. We should also take a look and see if we can get Bard 2 yet. So I completely forgot that's why we were doing the smithing. Or, actually, I think we were just waiting on the mirror, right? Don't have enough silver. We certainly don't from the look of things. Okay. We have silver right here, I believe. If there's any further up before we have to dig down. No, it looks like we're... Unless we want to dig through all that. Now let's, add some silver to the mix to get started. And we've got stuff rotting on the stellar. That's fine. Might need to get a third cook, if I'm being honest. I feel like we've been falling a little bit more behind on that than I'd like. And Lotto, what do you got for us? 141 gold. Okay, this guy's actually probably a better merchant than I thought he was. He's got a few ice blocks, so we'll grab those. I feel like stocking up on leather isn't a bad idea, so we'll grab some of that. And a bunch of limestone, we definitely want that. Or limestone bricks. We don't need mechanical components anymore because we can make our own. Some steel ingots, but once we start focusing on our smithing a little bit more, which I think the new guy will help with, we should be able to make our own pretty consistently. That's just iron ingots plus coal. I think that's really all we need from him. This guy didn't have too much that was interesting. Okay. And then we want all your gold. So down to 551, he has a lot of carry capacity, so we can just start offloading stuff we don't need. For what it's worth, a heavy crossbow goes for 57, and this is... it's fine. So I think that's mid-tier? Like mid-upper tier, maybe? That could be worth considering in the future. I don't think we're that worried about it right now. I think I might actually try and offload some of our extra weapons and armors we don't need. And one thing I do want to do after this is start working on those armor profiles. So we'll sell off our lower quality gear and then we'll swap over and go from there. Let's keep an eye out for cheap armors because, yeah, wood armor, it says it's fine, but it's only 5.18 armor rating, so it's... I mean, it doesn't slow you down as much, but it's still not great. Oh, hey, we can even sell off our art pieces. That'll be nice. And we could actually clear out some of the cats. Yeah, you know what? We've got so many. They need to go out and see the wider world. And honestly, it looks like that'll be enough. So, in exchange for 141 gold, 108 limestone bricks, about 110 leather combined, and 6 ice blocks, we're offloading a handful of cats and a bunch of weapons and armor that is low tier and we don't need. Good enough for me. And 6 more with Church of the Third Coming. I think we were kind of neutral with them. And Urgent Haul this, please. And yeah, Lotta keeps grinding her speechcraft up. That is pretty good. Yeah, up to 37. That is not bad at all. How old are you? 28. So you're probably going to be our settlement's barter for the next couple decades. So that'll be good for us. And let's get Yorick on the work schedule with the rest of us. And then we'll go ahead and create those templates. Okay, so now we are going to start wearing top hats, which are good or higher helmets. And what else would you wear with a top hat besides Kevlar? Okay, so honestly, it looks like we were mostly wearing good quality gear in the first place, so that is pretty great for us. It means we can start crafting down everything else. And we'll go do a sweep of those real quick to make sure that the quality is right. Okay, we had another Oak Brethren restitution, so I think we might be down to literally 1 Oak Brethren in the settlement. Oh, actually, interesting. Edith is our devout. I thought it was someone else. Okay, I think everyone else is either neutral or restitutionist. Okay, slight problem with the top hats. I think I need to make sure we're not wearing, low quality stuff. Hold on. Back to the drawing board. Okay, we're gonna turn off the masks for now. I don't know if the barbarian headgear is decent or not. We'll leave them in for now. And I probably need to do the same thing with Kevlar, huh? Yeah, wood armor probably isn't good. I'm pretty sure bone armor's not that great either. I'll leave it for now just in case it is, but we'll just do it with wood armor for now. I feel like we can do slightly better. And it is starting to get pretty cold out, so I think tomorrow we might switch over to our snow bunny attire. And it looks like most of the cabbage is about to get harvested. See if we can sneak one more in before winter hits. Everything else I think is... oh, it looks like carrots might be just about done too. Unless animals have been eating at these, which... they shouldn't be, but... they probably are anyway. Okay. Start of the 5th day of autumn, and... Let's just go ahead and get everyone swapped over right out of the gate, see what we actually have. And I think, yeah, we're going to have a couple we need to force drop, and I'm not sure how much of the attire is actually going to meet the criteria. Okay, it looks like everyone's equipped armor or clothing. At the end of the day, we still need 4. How many do we have being made? Okay, so we have a lot of sturdy on the stockpile from the look of things. That'll be okay for now. Okay, everyone that didn't have anything, I went ahead and got them force equipped. The good news is it looks like, other than some of the attire, all the armor and helmets are auto-equipped, so... It means we have good quality armor, which is a step in the right direction. And hopefully after guarding season's over, we can have our tailor hop back on. And we do have a couple backups in the wings, because we don't actually have a proper tailor. I think you might have had that a while back, and then you lost it. Either that or we've never had a tailor, but I could have sworn we had one at some point. And there goes our merchant. See you later. And I guess we can start working on the keep. We either work on the keep or we start working the walls. I'm kind of tempted to start with the walls just because if we have taller walls, then let's say we work on the keep and we get another siege in the meantime, we'll just have to rebuild all that anyway. And everything is serving its purpose for now, and all the stuff from the last battle is rotting, so don't worry about that. And yeah, this was the direction that got hit hardest last time. I think this would be the quickest to upgrade, though. How much do we have on the stockpile before we start? Let's see. Not that... a decent amount of raw limestone. How much manufactured? 640. And I think we're going to be getting a 60% refund on these Merlins. So I think we actually have a decent enough amount to start. Let's do it. And just because I'm not sure how this is going to end up looking once we upgrade the wall, I think I'm going to start with this side. That, and it's kind of out of the way so we have room to experiment if we don't like how it looks. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I'm also going to go ahead and fill all this in with soil, one layer out. Because something I like to do, and I think I'm going to do it this time as well, is whenever I bring a layer up, I also like to build one layer out of stone. So it'll have kind of a layered effect, and it'll also make sure that the underside of the taller section of wall is protected against attacks. So they don't accidentally like just take out an entire wall from underneath us for 2 sections. It might be a little excessive, but 1, I think it looks good, and 2, better safe than sorry, right? Because, yeah, that last siege where we took a lot of damage, I was not prepared for that in the slightest, and we almost paid a price for it. That being said, I'm not sure which one I want to do first. Probably go tall just to be safe, because I don't think the Trebs are going to be able to take down a stone wall yet. And if nothing else, while the Merlins are down, if the wall's tall enough they can't shoot through it, then it also serves its purpose, even if we can't shoot back at them either. And that's, yeah, 6 every time it looks like. But I guess the good news is that upgrading the stone wall isn't necessarily as expensive as you would expect it to be. And that's limestone bricks. And there's the first layer done. So yeah, what I'm thinking is, and why I want to add this soil layer, which I guess if I want to be really defensive, I could leave it, but I like being able to walk along here, is yeah, I'll have another layer underneath this one. This section will have the Merlins on top, which, again, I'm thinking I want to go straight on top of it, unless you guys are really adamant that I do the same thing with the Merlins on the main wall as I do with the towers. Again, I think the towers, just because that's the actual shooting point, this is more important. These walls are less about shooting down from and more about just keeping people out and kind of shooting down in general while they approach. Obviously, I might change that if we end up, say, putting a gatehouse here in the future, but for now, I think these two are good enough. And this is, unfortunately, a bit of a waste of our dirt, but there's enough dirt everywhere else that I'm not too worried about spending some to make a place look pretty. Oh, and yeah, with the triple build team, this is going to go very quickly. We have a very experienced build crew now. So I think that's going to be it for the day. Okay, law to turn 29, didn't roll a new perk. Next question we're going to have to ask is how we get up on said new wall. How much clay do we have? We might actually want to transition back to wood if we don't have enough clay sitting around. 263 is pretty low. Where was that giant field at we had? Okay, so the clay field isn't as big as I thought. I'm guessing there's another one around here that I'm forgetting about, but for now, this will have to do. And honestly, I think now that we're refunding material rather than just having to grab it and make it from scratch, I think the upgrade is going to be a lot quicker than the initial build, especially if we just do it in small chunks. So I think at this point, all we really need is the labor. So we have a decent surplus, plus we're getting a 60% refund on each wall we build up, so I think for now we just go with the second plan. Once we try doing this additional layer, that's when it's going to get expensive. So I think height's the priority, and then we'll go from there. He is at 50 intellectual. Okay. Not too shabby. Oh, it's fit. Oh! Hey, good news, guys. We found out what the max is. It's 50. Go team. All right. Well. Good job. I am proud of you, Gerbaga. You're the smartest person on the planet, which means you're going to drop dead tomorrow. Yeah, we are really going to have to find Gerbaga a new hobby. And it looks like York's starting to pick up some of the tailoring. So hopefully he can grind that out in a decent time frame. You were okay at it, right? Yeah. Rank 13. Not the worst. We can definitely do some decent work with that. And at this point, it's probably smarter to go for wood. However, I do like the aesthetic of the clay, so I think I'm going to try and force that to work instead. Really depends if I can remember where that other field of clay was at. Hey, never mind, we found it. Go team. That is a long trek. We'll start with this one. It's a bit closer to home. Oh, hey, another thunderstorm. And what thunderstorm would be complete without a heavy rain? And who is idle? Edith. What can we do with you? You are a backup on that. Fishing. No crafting to be done. Not really. Well, you could become an okay cook. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on 3 cook. Because if you're gonna start running into more idle time, then we can definitely have you help out with that. In fact, let's go ahead and cull the goat herd a little bit. And because we want to train new animals, we are going to execute some of the older ones. Say 2 of the older female goats and 2 of the older male goats should be good enough. Okay, you're going to hop back on training, and then once we're doing that, you should help be able to slaughter said animals, so that actually kind of accidentally works out perfectly. And this is how the wall's going to look. And I kind of wish I could get a little bit of a flatter view, but now it's going to be online with the tops of our interior buildings. So hopefully we can start protecting them from Treb shots a little bit easier. Granted that we are going to run into the problem that the Trebs are going to start hitting our walls and probably our guys, but one, I think this will be easier to maintain instead of having to repair a bunch of stuff in here. And 2, I don't think Trebs do that much damage to people. So I think we'll be okay there. Might need a little bit of micro as far as, you know, managing some people if it's a prolonged siege, but besides that, I think this is a good step forward. And it looks like we're getting some people tagging in and out to help with the mining out here. Okay, thunderstorm is over, and people are just now getting cold because of it. Although it is getting colder with each day anyway. And in fact, I should probably... These were all set to medium, right? Low, let's bump those up to medium. Oh, okay, I think I just missed some with one of my mass selects. Oh, no, it's... Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna run around and check them all individually, be right back. Okay, so I guess my double-click method wasn't actually doing it, which is unfortunate. Okay, looks like we'll get the wall finished tomorrow. This could also be an interesting opportunity to rework the armory. But I think I like everything where it's at for now. And I think what I'll do for now is just do this section to be torn down. And then we'll start layering... Yeah, we'll do... Make a clay layer like this. Maybe do something like this. So we have a ladder to get to this layer, and then we go up from here. Which I guess the second question is if I want to expand this into a better living quarters / upper armory. For now, I think this should be okay. And this is the layer where I'll probably also start flooring the walkway as far as the actual wall itself. Oh, that's the other... Oh. I probably do want this to be double layered, I just realized. Because, yeah, then we'll... If we don't, then we're going to run into the old problem of people getting pushed up onto the Merlins. Okay, I'm glad I caught myself before we did that. I think the clay plan is still worth it. Just because once you do mine it, it's pretty easy to get. I think what we're going to do instead, we'll do this, and then... do 2 ladders, that should be fine. And we'll come up with cleaner solutions as we go, but for now I think that's a decent start. Although we should probably go ahead and set up some play jobs for tomorrow while we're thinking about it. And probably get some last minute harvesting in today as well. Okay, morning of the 7th day of autumn. How are we looking on the crops? Yeah, let's just set everything to don't. So, if I really want to, I could probably squeeze in another harvest or 2 in certain places, but 1, we have plenty of other work to do now, and 2, we have plenty of cellar space. We should be alright. Okay, there we go. Everything should be good. And speaking of the cellar, we should be able to build some new shelves, right? Yes. And we got our next research. So all we have left is distilling, and then we are completely done. Need 30, 15, 15. Let's just set those. I completely forgot about book storage, if I'm being completely honest. But that should get us sorted for that. There we go. That should get us finished with research. And yeah, the plan now is to not do any other research outside of exactly what we need. If there is a reason to keep doing extra research, please feel free to let me know, outside of just selling them. But I figure we can probably focus on other tasks, and that'd probably be a better use of our time. So I think we just have this, and then we are completely done with the library. And we'll get the next layer of wall up. And immediately, yeah, we're gonna have to rework this, aren't we? We'll worry about just getting this wall up for now. Yes, we are gonna be kind of blind on this approach for the... We might need to tear down these rooms and rework them. Because I could have this be all connected. and have an interior access to this top floor. Just remove the roof, make it flat top maybe, and then it becomes a defensive structure. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. We'll come back to that. Let's worry about building what we can build first. And yeah, they are just slamming away at this clay wall. And yeah, that's what the 2 layers is going to look like for now on the cobblestone. I think it looks pretty okay. And go ahead and get rid of these trees. They're a little too close. And I don't think it's going to really impact the gardening either. Maybe if we go up a 3rd level, it'll be a problem. But for now, I think it's okay. Edith again? Yeah, we need to figure out a new task for Edith. I thought your cooking would keep you busy as a backup. How do you feel about mining? Let's give you a little bit of mining to do in your spare time. Because we're going to have plenty of that for this season. And speaking of, they still haven't gone for the silver. Maybe go for the limestone around it as well. You'll be a little bit more inclined. And Yohama is now idle. Okay, yeah, here we go. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Let's do a little bit cleaner micro if we can. I guess that also asks the question, what do we want to do with this now that it's about to be built into a 2nd story? I don't know. I could leave it flat as easy access to the top, or I could build it into the plan. We've got options. Again, let's try and get this finished up first, and then we'll go from there. Although we should fill in the plots that we had to move. Oh, hey, new cattle. Let's see. Female domestic was the one we had that died female. So we might have another chance of getting more cattle. Nope, our male died. Tragic. Hopefully we get some milk at least. Okay, I think we might have one too many construction projects going on right now. So we'll have those shelves get finished, and we'll chill out on adding more stuff for now. Yeah, we are leaving a lot of stuff to sit out in the rain. That is not good. In fact, yeah, let's make sure we don't start on these walls. Getting this done should be good enough for now. Although for now we will want a quick access solution, so let's go ahead and throw that right there. Okay, looks like Vault is about done with the clay. How have we kept up with that? I think we actually ended up making a surplus, so... Yeah, clay is honestly one of the better resources as far as mining goes, because 1, it's pretty quick to get, and 2, you get it in pretty sizable chunks. So as a quick and dirty building material outside of wood, it's a pretty good option. I like it. And again, aesthetically, I think it looks better. Plus, whenever the fire update comes out, I feel like clay is going to have a bigger place than it normally would if you build with wood for this instance. Okay, looks like we'll get this section of wall done today. And another idle settler. Gerbaga now. Oh, right. Oh, hey, we're done with research. Okay, do a quick pause real quick, because then I want to turn off the productions. Yeah, that is the total research tree done. Huzzah. So, yeah, again, I don't know if there's any purpose to doing research once you have everything. I'm going to work under the assumption it doesn't. But I am going to leave all the stuff, 1, because it looks nice, and 2, in case there is a reason that I need to end up doing that. We also still need to build these. Okay, yeah, we have, you know what, Gerbaga? We have so much construction going on. That you're not Gerbaga. Oh, actually, it looks like she was a decent, constructor in her time. Oh, yeah, she was one of our OG settlers, right. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, Gerbaga, go ahead and start helping out with construction. So yeah, we'll probably do this part, get this wall built once all the shelving gets built. Then we'll put Merlins on this one, and then this one. I think is what I'm going to go for. And it looks like we're starting to get through the fields. So we'll have more time on that front. Okay, looks like they're starting to go for the limestone and the silver now. That's good. And Isabella just maxed out culinary, presumably, unless different skills have different caps. No, she is maxed. Alright, so we have the smartest person in England as well as the best cook. So we are doing great. Okay, and with that, the first wall is just about finished as far as the base construction goes. Yeah, I think that's still gonna look pretty solid. And you're getting some of that limestone to help compensate. That is great. All the clay we need is dug up. Okay, there's that piece. As soon as... Okay, they are building these shelves. Are these ones done? We'll let these ones finish up, and then we'll probably go ahead and start on the second part of the wall and the Merlins. Because with the Gurbaga helping out with construction, that's pretty massive for us. Oh yeah, and they're immediately going to start filling these shelves too. Yeah, we had a lot of food sitting out, so hopefully we don't pay the price for that too heavily. I think we might have just enough room if everything gets sorted appropriately. Yeah, it looks like most of this is done. Okay, I think we're fine. And we'll go ahead and start the next limestone block wall. Like so. We'll leave the walkway for now while they build the wall, just so they can get to it a little bit easier. And let's go ahead and get the Merlins up so we can actually make use of at least one of the new walls. There we go. That'll look imposing. I'll be honest, I was not expecting to get to any of this until winter started, but sometimes things just work out. Okay, morning of the 9th, and everyone, once again, about their business. Honestly, not a lot of action this episode, but we have been getting a lot of decent work done, which I think is the important part. Oh, speaking of, Magoda should be able to start doing tailoring now, right? Was she the one that was behind on that? Yes. How are our clothes counts looking? Because you should have had time to... Okay, I think we might actually have good quality gear on the stockpile now. Well, it looks like she's bringing this one up top. What? Oh, you're grabbing new ones. Let's see if there are any good ones. Summer. Okay, it looks like some of the stuff that's still on here is pretty janky. And speaking of, how much... Okay, about the same amount. So we'll bring that down to 3 so that we hopefully are decrafting some of the lower tier ones. We'll make sure we have 10 on standby in summer gear, and then we'll start dismantling. Hopefully that'll get us to a point where we can swap over our other people before they current clothes get destroyed, because they're pretty low quality. I'm guessing we grabbed them off some people after a siege and they've just been sitting in there, but as long as they get us through winter, that's the important thing, right? Keep an eye on this in case we need to micro some of this away. Okay. Okay, they should be fine. Yeah, they'll have to just go outside and get this last piece or go up. That's alright with me. So now, how do we want to deal with the armory? I think we'll go ahead and leave that as a question for next time. Not a whole lot of action this episode. A lot of building, though. This is actually some pretty significant progress. And I think this is going to be our project for the winter. Hopefully we don't get another siege before then, which means we definitely have a siege incoming. But once we get the rest of this up, we still have a bunch of idle stuff to figure out. A lot of... Yeah, our gardeners are going to be a bit busier now. Oh, we're done with the mining, that's why. Let's go ahead and queue some of that up before I forget it. Let's try and get after this gold that I was looking at earlier. At least make some progress toward that. So yeah, next time, more mining, more building, and once we get the entire wall up, we'll probably keep working on getting all this linked up. I might even try and squeeze some of that in while we're figuring out what we want to do with the armory. So I think this is going to be the next big question, and I think it's going to involve a lot of retrofitting, so we will see how that looks. Until then, thanks for stopping by. See you later.